What's up, y'all? This is rideshare 2. This is your man Vince, and we're gonna talk about, is it worth it to drive Uber and/or Lyft during 2017? And my answer to that is it depends. It depends on who you are. Now, I would say if you're new to Uber, if you're new to Lyft, if you've never driven rideshare before, I would say go ahead and give it a try. Make it happen. Do it. Experience is the best teacher. So a lot of people that may say it's not worth it, they're saying it's not worth it for them because of their experience. But you guys, you new guys, you don't have any baggage associated with Uber or Lyft, so give it a try. You may find something in there that catapults you to a whole nother level. There are people out there that have fleets of cars and drivers working for them who started off just as one driver. You may be that type of person that gets in the Uber or Lyft driver's seat and say, look, I see opportunity here, where others may not. So Uber and Lyft does have its benefits. It's very flexible. So people that need or want flexibility, it'll be good for you. You set your own hours. You work if you want to. You don't work if you don't want to. That's a good benefit. That's a good place to be. And you know who would really be good for that person, because Lyft still has the option to get a rent-a-car, and if you do a certain amount of rides each week, they will pay for that rent-a-car. If you're a person that doesn't have a car or doesn't want to use your own car, that is a good selling point to drive for Lyft. I don't think Uber does that any longer. They used to. But you can do your rides each week. The car will be paid for. The insurance is paid for. You just have to pay the tax, which is minimum. When I was doing it for Lyft last year in 2016, I think the tax I paid maybe was $20 a week, and you pay for your gas, of course. And the car was literally mine. You know, I drove it everywhere. I used it to run errands. I had a car, but I didn't use it for anything. I basically just parked my car and used the rent-a-car that I was using to drive for Lyft. But I had to tell you, I had to do 85 rides a week, and that was a full-time job. There's no way I was going to be able to do those 85 rides part-time. And I never missed hitting my 85 ride per week goals. Except for that last week, I got suspended from Lyft because a person made a false claim about me. You can look at my video about that talks about it. But I was reinstated like 3 weeks later after they investigated and everything like that. But yeah, it was pretty good having that. It was like a free car. So if you're a person that doesn't have a car, doesn't want to use your own car, look and see if Lyft and or Uber, maybe Uber does it in other areas. I'm in the Los Angeles area. Maybe they do it in your area. Uber still does it. I know Lyft still does it. At the time that I did it, I only had to pay a $50 deposit. Now I think the deposit with Lyft has gone up maybe $200 or something. I was reading like that. I didn't opt to go back to doing it though. So if you're that type of person, I say it may be worth it for you. If you're new, go for it. Get your experience, and then you can determine whether it's worth it. It's statistically 50% of all Uber or Lyft drivers quit after the first year. All right, I did it for 7-8 months, and I do it infrequently now because for me it wasn't worth it. I was looking at the wear and tear on my car. I have other side hustles that I want to devote time to. So maybe that thing about me being suspended because of false accusation was a God sent. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise, because I had to reevaluate things and say, look, I was devoting all this time working full time for Lyft, but wasn't devoting time to my other endeavors. And so I guess it was a blessing in disguise. I had the opportunity to reevaluate, and now I do Uber and Lyft very infrequently. But the good thing is you can jump in again at any time. Like if I need some extra money, something like that, I can get right back on board. So that's a good thing about it too. It's there for you during those times of need. Now, like I said, for me, it's not worth it because the wear and tear that I put on my car. With Uber, they are so inconsistent about the pay scales, at least in the Los Angeles area. Like during the day, I was working during the rush hours in the morning, which was between 7 and 9, which I was doing it. And they would have these boost areas that wasn't far from where I live, so I drove maybe a mile up, and I'd situate myself in the boost zone. But sometimes those boost zones could be at a 2x or a 1.5x or 1.6x, and then other times it would be at 1.1, and the boost is a area and time that you can earn more money because the base rate is multiplied by that multiple. So the base rate here in Los Angeles is 90 cents per mile. Take away the 25% that they deduct. I'm at that 25% range. Others at the 20% range. And then, you multiply the 90 cents actually by the boost rate, which may be 2.0, 1.5. And I said I was gonna not work for anything less than maybe a 1.5. And there are times that it would be less than a 1.5, and I wouldn't be motivated to go out and drive because I didn't think it was worth my time. When I first started, the boost and surge is the same thing, but surge is not predictable like boost. The boost and surge rates would be higher, and but now recently, this is the towards the end of June, this is after they announced that they are going to be tipping. Seems like Uber may be trying to pay a little bit more, but they still have that inconsistency. You can't depend on week to week if rates are going to be the same. Now with Lyft, they have these is it called power zones or something like that? If you do a certain amount of rides, they pay 10% of what you earned, and if you do more rides, you can earn up to 20% more. But I think to get the 10%, you have to do 55 rides, and that's more rides than I want to do each week. And they do have surge. I don't know if they call it surge, but they do have surges. And but as far as pay goes, it seems to me that Uber's pay is a little bit better than Lyft. A lot of people say that Lyft is better. I can't see why they say that though, because they both pay the same rates. So to boil all this down, I would say if you're new to Uber and Lyft, give it a try. It may be worth it for you. You maybe see opportunity where others might not. As far as me, it's not worth it so much to drive for them any longer, the way I was when I first started. So I hope you liked the video. If you do, hit the like button at the bottom. If you don't hit the like button at the bottom, don't forget to subscribe. And if you join Uber and Lyft, use my codes so you can get the bonuses that they offer. That's a good thing. Until we meet again, peace.